Aren't you tired of always being told to just be more confident and be more yourself? Just be yourself. That's the advice that I kept hearing growing up whenever I was curious on how I could be more confident. They would always tell me the same thing over and over again, and it never actually helped. In high school, I was the kid where I would sit by myself. I just wanted to be by myself, kind of sit in my own world, and in class, I wouldn't pay attention. I just play games on my phone and just think about, okay, when is school over so I can go home and play some more video games. I was socially awkward. I didn't talk to other people. I didn't know what to say. I thought I had nothing in common with other people in my class. So I just thought like, hey, this isn't meant for me. Being social is just not part of my identity. A big part of the reason why I was so into the video games and just kind of living in my own world, just keeping to myself, is that I didn't like to face my reality. I thought I was stuck, I felt trapped, and I didn't know what to do about it. And I had no answers because I just kept getting that same advice, just be yourself or just be more confident, and none of it helped. So I got down the journey of watching all these videos about how to become better, like on YouTube, how to improve yourself, how to become a better version of yourself. But it was the same thing, I kept watching video after video, and I didn't get any better. I just kind of kept being stuck in the same place without knowing what to actually do to change my situation. So I wanted to put this video together to go over some more practical things that you can do that are going to help you become more confident or seem more confident in very little time. But before I get into those 5 reasons, you have to understand the root cause of it all. What happens is when you're in that situation where you're struggling to socialize, you have no friends, you sit by yourself, you're just playing video games, what happens is you put yourself into a box of being someone who is kind of a loser. You're not socially, you're socially inept. You're not able to talk to other people. You never have anything to say, and you're not worthy of other people's time. Subconsciously, what happens is your brain, it starts to look for evidence that you are that person. So every time you have a bad social interaction, it'll be like, hey, that's more evidence, that's more proof that I really am not capable. I'm not made for actually being social. It's like a downward spiral that just keeps rolling and rolling. And the way to get out of it is you need to face those fears. So despite you perhaps having some bad social interactions, you need to change how you look at that. Because what's happening right now is you're more concerned about not making mistakes in fear of looking bad than actually fixing the problem and having a social life again and having friends, having normal relationships. You care more about not messing up than actually succeeding. That's what's happening. So you have to change the way you look at failure. I heard a great quote that failure inspires winners and failure defeats losers. But what are the things you can actually do to start getting out of that downward spiral and start trending in the other direction, going into an upward spiral? The first thing that I want to talk about is your body language. When you're speaking to people, what happens is you might be nervous, and what I see all the time is I see people, they pull out their phone to have something to do. Like you're not comfortable just sitting and listening to the other person, so you have to pull out your phone, go through messages, look around the building, just look all around while someone is talking to you, biting your nails, like just fidgeting with your hands, because you're not comfortable just sitting still, taking deep breaths and taking in what that other person is saying to you. You're not present in the present moment. So what you can do to be more present is to kind of be more conscious about when you're just fidgeting or you're moving around with other things, and just sit still, take a deep breath, and just pay attention, full attention to that other person that you're talking to. The second thing that I want to talk about is upwards inflecting tonality. We're kind of taught this in school, is you don't want to say something with 100% confidence unless you truly know that it's 100% true. The problem with that is you're going to be sounding like you're questioning every single thing that you say. It's okay to say something with 100% confidence despite there being a chance that it's wrong. because you'll come across a lot more authentic and confident by doing that. And what that means, upwards inflecting tonality, is that at the end of your sentence, you're raising your voice, you're raising your tone at the end of every statement that you're making. The problem with that is you sound approval seeking. Like every statement, again, it's a statement that you're making. You sound like you're looking for approval from the other person with everything that you're saying. And that's gonna lower your social status, the fact that you're always looking for approval from other people. So whenever you make a statement, say it like you are 100% certain. And the way you do that is with a downwards inflecting tonality. Your tone goes down as the sentence goes on instead of it moving up. That's how you sound more confident when you're making a statement. The third thing that I want to talk about is eye contact. Like kind of like how I'm doing right now. I'm looking straight into the camera and it makes me seem more confident than if I was talking to you, looking all around, just looking all over the place while I'm saying things to you. Me having that direct contact, it makes me seem more confident. So one of the common mistakes that happens is people, when they go up to someone, they're looking at the floor, they're looking in the sky, they're looking around, instead of actually looking directly at the person. And what happens is there's going to be a bit of a disconnect. Because when you look someone in the eye, it's like you're looking into their soul and you're connecting on almost like a spiritual level. With that said, if you are someone where you go up to a stranger and you're looking down the floor, that's okay too, because you got to start somewhere and it's okay to make mistakes, but just be aware that you want to have that direct eye contact. The fourth thing is agreeing with everything someone says. If you're constantly nodding your head saying yes and telling people that you agree with every statement that they make, which is very, very rare that you're going to agree with someone on 100% of things, what that usually means is that you're trying to make them like you. You're agreeing with everything they're saying because you want them to like you as a person. And again, it goes back to the approval seeking thing. You're trying to win them over at the cost of the respect for yourself. And people, they sense that. They can sense that, how come this person never disagrees with me? Don't agree with everything that someone else says unless you genuinely agree with what they're saying, which is not going to be the case 100% of the time. The fifth thing that I want to talk about is the fear of taking up space. Don't be afraid of doing things like manspreading, despite what feminists say, because when you take up more space, it shows that you don't care and other people are not as bothered by it as you would think. Take up that space, stretch fully, because you're going to seem a lot more confident with your body language as well if you're taking up more space. The reason why we kind of tend to not want to take up so much space and we kind of shrivel in, kind of like roll up almost like a ball, is because you think that you're not worth taking up all that space. And that's bullshit. Those are the 5 things that I wanted to share. And again, these things, especially if you're coming from a place of social awkwardness, not being comfortable speaking to people, it's not going to come overnight. And you're going to make mistakes despite knowing the answers. You're going to make some mistakes. But the most important thing is that you're willing to fail, willing to make those mistakes. And as you make more and more repetitions, it's going to become natural. And eventually you'll do those things without even thinking about them. Subconsciously as well, when you're taking these steps, failing, trying again, doing the repetitions and getting better little by little, your brain is also going to see that progress and it's going to start to have confidence. It's going to start to have evidence that you are that person who does have potential to be socially adequate. You have what it takes to become great at being social and becoming a winner, but you have to get over the fear of making mistakes first, so we can start working towards changing the way you view yourself. It's more important for you to have a social life and have great relationships than it is for you to never look bad. I hope that was helpful to someone out there, and I will see you in the next one.